Hello everyone. Today in this session of class 11th, I am Kiran Sinha, like to discuss the next chapter, that is structural organization in animals. In this chapter, I'll be explaining you all about the animal tissues. In the animal tissues, you know that all animal cells vary in their structure and shape according to the functions they perform. According to that, they are classified into mainly 4 types. They are epithelial tissues, connective tissues, muscular tissues, and nervous tissues. In this session, let us discuss the characteristics features of epithelial tissues and the connective tissues. First, epithelial tissues. Epithelial tissues, as you all know that, covers the external surfaces of the body as well as lines the internal free surface of the hollow visceral organs. That is, its free surface faces the external environment or the body fluid respectively. The cells are arranged compactly with very little extracellular material. The adjacent cells are linked by specialized junctions. There are 3 types of cell junctions are found, that is tight junctions, adhering junctions, and gap junctions. Tight junctions help to stop the leakage of substances. Adhering junctions, this cement the neighboring cells together. Gap junctions, it facilitates communication between the adjoining cells. Epithelial cells rest on a non-cellular basement membrane which separates the epithelium from the underlying connective tissues. There is no blood vessels supplying the epithelial tissues, and it receives nutrients from the underlying connective tissues. Let us discuss the classification of epithelial tissues. Epithelial tissues broadly classified into simple epithelium and compound epithelium. Simple epithelium, further they are divided into squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, and pseudostratified epithelium. Further, cuboidal epithelium are of 2 types, ciliated cuboidal epithelium and brush border epithelium. Columnar epithelium, ciliated columnar epithelium, and brush border columnar epithelium. Compound epithelium further classified into stratified epithelium and transitional epithelium. Stratified epithelium are of 3 types: squamous epithelium, cuboidal, and columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium, further, they are non-keratinized and keratinized. Now let us discuss a few general structures of the simple squamous epithelium. These cells are thin, flat, and have irregular boundaries that fit closely into those to the neighboring cells. It forms the inner lining of alveoli, blood vessels, that is endothelium, and peritoneum of the body cavity. Simple cuboidal epithelium, the cells are polygonal and appear cubical in vertical section. This is found in the smaller ducts of salivary and pancreatic glands and in the thyroid vesicles. It may bear microvilli on its free surface to increase the area of absorption, and such an epithelium is known as brush-bordered cuboidal epithelium. It is found in the proximal convoluted tubules of nephrons. Simple columnar epithelium. These cells are tall and pillar-like. The oval nucleus is present at the base of the cell. It is found in the inner surface of stomach, gallbladder, intestine, gastric glands, and intestinal glands. In the intestinal mucosa, these cells have microvilli and increase the area of absorptive surface. Ciliated epithelium. It consists of columnar or cuboidal epithelial cells which bear cilia on their free surface. The cilia help in the movement of substances or particles, free cells or mucus in a particular direction. It is found in the fallopian tubes, bronchioles, and nasal passage. Next is the pseudostratified epithelium. It consists of one layer of cells but appears multi-layered because some cells are shorter than the others and their nuclei are located at different levels. So, it's giving a layered-like appearance. It is found in the trachea and large bronchi. Compound epithelium. It consists of more than one layer of cells. They cover the dry or outer surface of the skin, moist surface of the buccal cavity, pharynx, etc. Transitional epithelium. It is much thinner but stretchable than stratified epithelium. It allows considerable expansion of the organ by flattening and stretching. It is found in urinary bladder and ureters. Glandular epithelium. The cells are specialized for secretions of specialized fluids and form glands. The cells are normally cuboidal or columnar. Unicellular glands consist of single or isolated cells. They are found in the mucosa of intestine, for example, goblet cells. Multicellular glands consist of clusters of cells, for example, salivary glands in our mouth. Glands are of two types based on the mode of releasing their secretions. They are endocrine glands and exocrine glands. Endocrine glands, they do not have ducts and pour their secretions directly into the bloodstream. For example, pituitary gland, thyroid and adrenal glands, etc. Exocrine glands, they have ducts and pour their secretions directly into the site of action. For example, salivary gland, tear gland, digestive glands, mucous glands, etc. Now let us discuss the functions of the epithelial tissues. The simple epithelium tissues is involved in exchange of material by diffusion. Cuboidal and columnar epithelium, especially the brush-bordered epithelium, is concerned with the absorption of material. They are also secretory in the glands such as thyroid glands or digestive glands, etc. Compound epithelium is meant for protection against mechanical and chemical stress. So, thank you for this session.